my time, she got the body I never seen. Let me cock in your loving like I'm a fiend.
It's Darkoo in the house.
Thank you,
so
man.
good to have you. Welcome to Boom Convo and Boom Play. How you doing?
I'm alright, man.
How do you feel like right now at this moment? How was it getting into the studio?
That was cool. Nice drive. I mean, it's nice to be in Nigeria now.
Of course, it always is. So now let's talk about being back in Nigeria. I do know that at age 7, you relocated to the UK, where you lived like for a very long time.
Yeah.
So could you talk to us about how living in the UK now influences your craft?
I feel like it's always a plus, I guess. Like it gives you that different type of vibe. Like you learn different things, different slangs, and things like that. It helps. It probably made it maybe a bit easier to get into music because of the access you kind of have to certain things and stuff like that. Like even when I went to school, there was like studios and stuff, so you could understand do things like that. But it definitely gave me like two different vibes and two different type of like experience in terms of the music and that. So yeah.
Now that's really amazing. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who have such opportunities and such backgrounds.
Yeah.
I think it's really good that you had that and you could nurture your talent. So, would you say that you had always wanted to make music, or is this something that came at some point in life?
Yeah, it was never music. The plan was never music. If I'm being honest, I wanted to be a footballer.
Okay.
Like, I remember, I remember in Nigeria, like we used to play like down in our quarters. And behind we used to play like football. I used to play like literally barefoot. And you know them rubber, like those
very
rubber
hard
bands,
ones,
rubber band balls and stuff. We used to play. I always wanted to be a footballer, and then I guess I just kind of grew out of it. I grew out of it not knowing I was gonna go into music. But maybe like 2 years after I grew out of it, 2-3 years after that, I just got into music, and then ever since then it's just been. You know,
it's been hits.
Yeah.
Now speaking of hits, Gangsta was like a song that changed everything. That's what I like to think. It's a song that changed everything. Everyone started to talk about that. Like people had to pay attention to you. So having to have experienced that change, what was it like for you for things to just switch so quickly?
It's crazy because I was even looking at one screenshot actually of my Instagram before Gangsta. Like I think it was like maybe like 5,000 followers. It was crazy because when everything's like taken off, it was quick, it was fast, but it was an amazing experience. I'll say that for sure because it was before COVID as well.
Yes.
So even when I think about it, it gives such like nostalgia, like the feeling about it.
It was exciting.
It was but it was an amazing experience, and I always say this, like songs like that and moments like that, you can never make it again. Like, I'm the type of person I always say, like, if I put something out there, that's one of one. Like I'm not the type, I'm gonna give you 3 songs that sound the same. We're not about to do that. I'm gonna give you that, you enjoy that, and I'm gonna give you something totally different the next time, one of one. I don't like to recreate vibes. It's supposed to be one thing and one thing only, you understand?
Now that's really interesting because I was just about to, talk about your debut EP, 2-in-1, which you released last year.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if it sets the tone sound-wise for subsequent projects, or if you would, give us a different vibe. And I do know you're working on an album at the moment, so of course, from what you said, you're not creating the same vibe. So can you now tell us what the vibe on this album is? And of course, like the name, something.
Yeah, the vibe for this album is it's different. It's definitely more Afro beats.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely more like really, I've come here to come and take in the lamb. I'm trying to understand.
Feel it.
I'm trying to understand, what's happening. Understand my roots and stuff like that. But it's definitely different to the EP. The sound-wise, production-wise, everything is different. And like the name for the album is On My Way Back Home. The whole process of it is like literally the experiences, the things I've learned on my way back home. Because at the end of the day, this is my home. You understand? Always will be home. So yeah, that's the whole vibe about it.
I feel like On My Way Back Home is the perfect name for an album.
Literally,
I don't think you could have named it anything else.
Yeah.
So, and I do look forward to listening to that project. Now, so still on the album, are there any features, and are there any songs where you're singing? Because I do know you can also sing.
Yeah.
So are there songs where you're singing, or are you
just straight singing? The rapping thing. Like I like to say this. With the rap and the drill stuff, I'm only doing drill or rap when I feel like I have something to say.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm trying to say, like something might have not necessarily has to happen, but I have something to say. You know, with Afrobeats, I feel like Afrobeats is just vibe, just having fun, and you know what I'm trying to say. But then with drill, you're allowed to express your feelings. You're allowed to say things that you know
go hard,
basically. So whenever I drop a drill song, just know it's because I have something to talk about. There's something I want to talk about, something I want to get into. If you get what I'm trying to say.
And then so speaking about giving us an Afrobeat album, I do know that there also is a single, to like introduce us to the sound, and this is a song you did with Mayor Kun. So how did this pairing come about? Because it seems very, it's not something we hear all the time. Darkoo and Mayor Kun. Okay, we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? The inspiration behind the song?
Now, me and Mayor have been cool since
Way back.
Since 2019. His show was the first show I actually ever performed Gangsta.
Ooh, nice.
So it was literally maybe a week after the song dropped. I didn't know how big it was or whatever. So when I came out at his show, it was the craziest, one of the best moments, I'll say for sure, when I dropped that song. But from there we just after the show, we linked up, went to the club, was vibing. I came back to Nigeria maybe a month after. From there, me and him were just been bitchy like this. We talk every month. We're actually proper friends and that. So everybody always be like, when are you guys gonna work? When are you guys gonna work? We were always around each other, and then it just happened. It just happened. Everything was last minute, but it was quick because, he was, as soon as I sent him the song, he sent me the verse within a day or two. So
he was already ready.
You understand?
The sound.
Everybody knew what was happening. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Now I do know that you're yet to release the song. So when is the song coming out and what's the song called?
The song is called There She Go. It's a Jack Sparrow remix. Sample.
Okay.
So Ray C, Jack Sparrow. It's definitely one of my favorite songs, especially from back in the days.
Yeah.
And when was I think it was my idea actually. I was just chilling, I was watching TikTok, and I seen somebody talk about, when they talk about old music
stuff from before.
Yeah, from before, and nostalgia and things like that. I was thinking, this song, I remember this song so much. This is my jam. So I said, okay, I listened to it. And then I picked out the parts, I sent it to my producer, I was like, okay, you put this part, do this part.
Yeah.
And then it came with the craziest beat, and then just finished it.
I think it's really interesting for you to be able to do that, listen to a song and then know what part you're going to take out,
yeah.
tweak. That's talent. That's top talent is made of.
You kind of have to just know, I guess.
Right, that's cool. So now, let's also talk about the song with Tion Wayne,
the
Body remix. Another big song. It's Darkoo. So how did that come about? And what was it like for you having to make that song?
Body actually came about. I always say this. Body came about as a joke. It was actually a joke because I wasn't at that point. I didn't know my ability in terms of rapping.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, always as you can see, I rapped and stuff like that, and it was a drill song. But before, Body was the introduction to rap. I didn't know that I could actually I'm a writer. I have the ability to write songs. I know how to write songs. I sing majority of the stuff when I do.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that I could rap actually. And
then you did it.
The guy was on FaceTime and he was just joking with me saying, okay, send your verse. But obviously he was trying to whine me oh, send your verse. Because I always be I don't rap. I'm not trying to rap. I don't want to. You understand? That's not my thing. So then I went to the studio and I went to the studio, but I said to my guy, I was like, you know what? If this thing if you know it, I don't want to hear it again. We'll delete that. We'll delete the song. So yeah, I done it and I sent it to my manager. I was even scared, but I sent it to my manager. My manager was like, yo, this is crazy. So he sent it. He didn't even send it to Tion first. Because we had the same manager, right?
Yeah.
He texted him and he was like, yo, Darkoo done a verse on the song and it's crazy. He was like, what are you talking about?
I didn't expect it.
I swear, he was like, no, he started laughing. He sent it to him and he literally called me yo, that thing is crazy.
Short of
you understand? Yeah, so it just happened. So it was a joke, but Now it's history, I guess.
Yeah, now it's history and it's a hit.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that, you didn't scrap that because, I mean, how do you have felt that vibe? All right, so this is so nice having this conversation with you. Thank you once again for stopping by Boom Convo on Boom Play. And congratulations on the album, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
What you need.